Hey guys, Brent and Chuck from Distilled Bourbon Podcast. We're here to bring you this short video today. We just had to sit down and record this after our very special event at the Casey Jones Distillery in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Chuck, let the folks know what we did today.
So we got an invitation to go down to Casey Jones. You have to understand this about Casey Jones. We're fans. They don't sponsor us. They don't give us money. We've just found them to be a terrific little craft distillery that never even meant to get in the bourbon business. AJ started this as a hobby, and when it got commercialized, he was content just to make moonshine, maybe some aged moonshine. He had no real designs on making bourbon, but he was so good at making that moonshine, making that white dog, and aging it that eventually he started putting some whiskey aside and to make honest to goodness bourbon. Right. He did that 5 years ago, and those barrels have sat in rick houses all that time without being touched, without being tapped, without being thieved. They invited us to come down today when they finally drilled into 3 of those barrels and pulled out samples and invited us to taste test with them and help them select the barrel that is going to be bottled on November the 25th. Actually, people who go down to Casey Jones Distillery on November 25th will bottle their own bottles. This was a real shot in the dark. They never had done a 5-year-old whiskey. They didn't know what it was going to taste like. They trusted their product enough to have us be on the scene when it happened. And well,
holy moly, man, was it good.
So we poured some out of barrels 142, 143, and 145. Actually, they're not quite 5 years old. They'll be 5 years old in about 2 weeks. So they're basically 5-year-old whiskey. And we sampled them.
Man, they were good. They were good. Now, they were different. Each one of them had their own characteristic. So they weren't barreled the same day, but they were barreled
they weren't.
Within a few days of each other.
Within a few days, same mash bill, I believe.
Right.
Different proofs. Not high proof, not like 120 proof. These were like barreled at like 102, 108 proof. They don't want to water down their product after it's been aged, and I respect that. They can make more bottles, make more money by barreling at a high proof and then watering it down. It's a standard practice. It's a accepted practice. It's proofing down. That's not the way they want to do it. They want to have that full flavor. So the first one we sampled was barrel 142, and my notes from that was this is going to be hard to beat. Yeah. 142 was an excellent bourbon, very smooth, very classic.
Can you imagine waiting 5 years, never tasting the liquid that's inside this barrel, not knowing if it was going to be skunky
skunk
liquid
water,
or if it's something, and it just turns out to be awesome.
Barrel 142 was delightful, and I was frankly happy for AJ and Peg and for Cody Turner, their
chief operating officer
and
partner,
and a partner. But to allow a couple of third party people to be there on hand,
a couple of knuckleheads
to be there when it could have been. Well, you don't know what it could have been. Barrel 142 was terrific.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Then we tasted barrel 143.
And it was better. It was better.
It was better.
It was even better. It was amazing. We went from fantastic to even better, and I just couldn't believe it. And then we went on, and I wrote down on there, can it be this good?
For barrel 143, I wrote, this is what bourbon is supposed to be about.
Yeah. I think I put number 1 on ranking at number 1 before I even tried the third barrel, which is probably not the smartest thing to do, but I knew it was right in my wheelhouse. And then we tried 145.
Yes. Which raises the question, what happened to barrel 144? We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm guessing in the back of Cody's truck, but I'm not sure. But 145,
excellent.
It was excellent. It was a hard pick for me between 43 and 45. Mm-hmm. It was pretty close.
Yeah.
But you couldn't go wrong. And I don't know that we should really spoil which barrel actually came out on top. I guess people could guess.
I think we should.
Well, go ahead then.
Well, so there were a few comments between the 4 of us who were tasting. Mm-hmm. Brent, me, AJ, the master distiller, and Cody, the chief of operations. But we waited until the very end, until we had sampled all three, to find out which one we had ranked number one. And Master Distiller Arlen Jones, Brent Bridges, and I all selected barrel 143 as the best. A tough pick, but it edged out, and it's a terrific bourbon.
And here's the cool thing. Listen, this is not an advertisement for Casey Jones. It's just a declaration of how happy we are that we had the opportunity to do this. But if you want to be a part of this process, you can go down on November 25th.
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. You and I are going to be there for sure. We're going to try to get Brian to go with us, and we're going to try to do a podcast down there. We would love to see you and talk to you and see if you think this is as good as we do. You can bottle your own. I think it costs $20 to go through the bottling process.
$10.
$10.
That's a fraction of what
I thought the tickets were like $20 or something like that.
I think Cody said it's just. I think he said the outrageous sum of $10 for the privilege of filling your own bottle.
Yeah.
And you're gonna fill it. You're gonna label it. You're gonna cork it. You're gonna seal it. You're gonna be part of the whole process. He made the joke. Once you get done with that, he feels like he needs to give you a Form 1099 because you
might as well be a contract employee.
You're like a contract employee.
So we're going to be down there. We're going to try to take some equipment and do a podcast. We'd love to talk to you and meet you. For those that we don't know, and we want you to try this bourbon because, my goodness, it's good.
We had no idea how it was going to turn out, and we were so thrilled.
Yeah.
And I think I made a comment that it has to take a lot of courage, but it also had to be awfully gratifying for the Jones family to taste it. And from Cody especially, he really couldn't contain himself. He was so delighted with this product. I don't even know what the price of the bottle is.
I have no clue. I don't think they do either yet, but it's going to be worth whatever you pay for it based on their historical prices, I'm sure.
So we know what proof the whiskey, the bourbon, or the whiskey went into the barrel as. Basically low 100s, 102, 108. Each one was a little bit different.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's going to be until Cody or AJ.
Could go up, could go down, right?
It could be 99. It could be 107. We don't know. But it's not going to be in your 120s, but it's going to be single barrel. The oldest whiskey that the Casey Jones has yet. They might have some older. I tell you, it was. Obviously, I'm speechless, and I usually am not.
See, it's that good. It left Chuck speechless. So if you have time on November 25th, you can buy tickets online, I believe.
Yeah, I think
or you're going to be able to do that, or you can probably buy them right there on the site. It's in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You can get there from Nashville, St. Louis, Louisville. It's kind of in the perfect place in Western Kentucky to get to, maybe 10 minutes off of I-24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'd love to see you down there. Look us up, and
I think it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay,
November 25th.
Sounds good. We'll put some information out on the Facebook page, etc. And with that being said, thanks for listening, and please drink responsibly.